guys, welcome back to Strong Successful Male. So for today in the Ask SSM video series, got an email from a subscriber. This guy is 35 years old. He's been married for 5 years, has a daughter. He's been very happy with his marriage thus far, and he's kicking butt and taking names in his career. He's really done a heck of a lot ever since he got out of engineering school, whatever it was, and got married. Really been able to provide for his family. He's gotten to the point that he's earned enough money traveling overseas and doing work that he was able to pay off the house and all these other things. Doing great. But recently, things have changed. Trouble in paradise. You see, he's decided he wants to start investing money in buying an additional house, a property, because he doesn't want to leave it in the bank account and losing it to inflation, that type of thing. Well, his wife suddenly has become kind of crazy on him, thinking that he's buying a second house somewhere to get away from her and the family, even though he's proven to be a very loving, loyal father and husband, and maybe use that house to bring other women to. And she's lost it. Now suddenly she wants him to, A, not invest the way he wants to invest. She wants him also to no longer travel overseas and bring in the money he's bringing in, really hammering his purpose as a man, being successful, growing in his company, all these things. And she's been sabotaging things by taking his money and buying BS so he doesn't have the money to invest. Oh, by the way, seduced him and tricked him into getting her pregnant again. Now he has another kid on the way. All these things. He's done. And he's looking for help. Ideally, he'd like to turn things around and lead things in a direction to have what he once had. But he's also the one who's not going to tolerate any crap. So I'm going to go through his story here. There's a lot more details here in the situation. And I thought it'd be a good one to go over here for all you guys out there that have a family and or want a family one day, and you have great goals that you want to do with either a business you're starting or in your career, and you could have a wife that potentially kind of get in the way and derail things, or she derails your ability to build wealth. You can't let that happen, guys, because a man's purpose is paramount. It's top of everything. The problem is in our society in the West, thanks to feminism, the roles have been reversed, and it's been on purpose, where they have the girls, the women, chasing purpose, success, career, all that wealth. Well, they have the guys chasing family, relationships, the girl, being a stay-at-home dad. It's all messed up. You can't let anybody, even your wife, get in front of your purpose. And if it gets too bad, you got to make a tough decision. So, it says here, Dear SSM, I'm a longtime follower of your channel, and I really appreciate what you've been doing for men out there. What made me want to share my story with you is actually the result of your advice. It's helped me spot red flags before things got messy. Well, sir, clearly things have gotten messy. Here's the deal. I'm a 35-year-old man, married for 5 years to my wife. She's 32 years old. We met while studying in engineering school. We didn't have much money back then, but we didn't care. We had fun, and we did what we had to do. Well, yeah, you were still young in school, you want to always build wealth, but, you're going to do it in your careers. Fair enough. Well, fast forward a few years, we started our careers. She joined her family business, and I got my first job a few months after graduation. It was a junior position at a consulting firm, paying just enough for food and rent. As we progressed in our careers, I landed a better paying job and gained more experience. Good for you. Notice he said here, guys, my first job obviously paid the rent and the food and all that, the bare minimum, but he still moved on. He didn't just stay in that job forever and complain that he didn't get paid enough. He moved on. That's what all you guys got to do. You can't have the super high paying job right away that a lot of the young Gen Zs and millennials once wanted. No, you work your way up and you leave jobs and go on to other ones when you gain experience. Anyhow, I have to point that out. A lot of people think I'm going to get a job right out of college and it should be paying me all this money and I should be set for life. That doesn't work that way. We got married 3 years after graduation. So you had known her for a while before before school. So probably you knew her 5 or 6 years. When I was working, at the time when I was working for a big international consulting firm as a cybersecurity consultant, earning a better salary. We had a good life. She is a traditional, kind, and loving woman, comes from a good family, and understands that her role is taking care of the house while I provided for her. Well, I'm going to read that again what he says here. And this is the woman that she's been up until she's lost her mind. Good family, traditional, kind, loving, and understands her role is taking care of the house while I provided for her. Okay, now they've really emphasized that. He says, we are from a Muslim country, and that is the norm here. Okay. I don't know where you're from, but very different culture, very different customs and all that. 1 year into the marriage, we had our daughter, a little angel we both love dearly. Congratulations, Papa. That's when my priorities shifted. Suddenly, I had a huge responsibility towards the child. It's like receiving an instant software upgrade men with children will understand. Yes, the guys, all the fathers out there will understand. Well, I started working more, earning more, and traveling abroad for work, mainly in the Middle East, spending a few weeks at a time overseas. It paid off. In just 2 years, I managed to save 10 times what I had saved in the 7 years before that. Wow, dude, that's awesome. It was worth you doing this. I spent a lot of money improving our quality of life. Now we have everything we need. Our house is fully paid off. We have 2 cars. We travel once or twice a year, and our daughter gets everything she needs and more. That's wonderful. Good for you. See? I'm sure you missed your family when you were traveling abroad, but you were doing it for that. Okay, let me back up. You were doing it also for you, and that's allowed because that was your purpose. Obviously, you keep moving up in your company and all that, and you're going to keep moving up, and that's important, guys. Your grind, your success, constantly moving up, challenges, all that, that's masculine energy. You're being a good provider. And, of course, by you doing that, as opposed to just working locally, look at all the extra money you brought in. You know how great that is at 35 years old or whatever it was, you paid off the house? I don't care where you are. Imagine paying that off when you're 35 and you already have a wife and kids and all that. I'm assuming the cars are paid for. This is great. She should be celebrating you. Well, watch what happens. But here's where things started changing. With the declining economy, I began thinking about investing in a second house to protect my savings. She didn't like it. She believes that my savings won't lose value and accused me of wanting to buy a second house so I could be independent from her, leave her, or even bring other women there. Completely baseless accusations. I've been beyond faithful to her and a good husband. So what the hell, man? Out of nowhere. Now, okay, if the idea was just you leaving your money in a checking account, and let's just say where you are, and I don't know where you are, you're having higher than usual inflation, then yes, that money will be eroded just sitting there getting paid nothing. But if you want to invest in property, which typically will rise in value over time, I'm assuming you're going to use that as a rental property or something, okay, that's a good idea. Well, so I want to know where these accusations came from. My gut feeling is, if this is out of character for her, probably somebody put this idea in her head. Maybe it's some of her friends, maybe some people in her family, who knows what it is, that just want to plant the seeds of doubt in her. I mean, seriously, I really have to wonder that. When I made it clear that I wouldn't change my mind about the investment, she began asking for more money to buy unnecessary things, requesting money to put in a separate savings account in her name, and spending left and right just so I couldn't save or reach any of my goals. Not cool. Especially, again, this is not like her usual personality. Pissing away all the money you're working on, right? She asked me to travel less and work less, essentially sabotaging my plans, even though everything I do is for us and the daughter. Oh, so now you can't invest in the right way, which will make you more wealthy. She doesn't want you traveling abroad anymore, which means you'll bringing in far less money. Maybe in her mind, okay, the house is paid off and the cars are paid off. He doesn't need as much money anymore. This is effed up. You can't. She's coming in between you and your purpose. Recently, she even tricked me into getting her pregnant again, despite me clearly stating I didn't want another child, and that I prefer to focus on giving our daughter the best life possible. Well, I don't know how she tricked you. Did she, say she's on the pill, and then, like, okay, and then, she's pregnant or something, or she really seduced you, and I don't want to get into that. So she's proven getting in the way of your grind and purpose and your goals. She's messing with your ability to build wealth through investments. And now she tricked you and deceived you. And now you have a second child on the way. Where's the trust? And she's acting like a lunatic and pissing away your money. This is not good. Now she's using our daughter to emotionally manipulate me into keeping the second child. All just to block me from achieving my goals. Ding, ding, ding. You can't let anybody come between you and your goals, gentlemen. We're constantly fighting now. I'm not the kind of man who just rolls over and takes the beating. Good, you shouldn't. It's got to the point where I told her if she insists on keeping the baby or continues to stand in the way of my goals, I will file for divorce. Good for you. She needs to know you're not messing around. I'm not sure what to do next. We have a very good life and had a key word, a stable, loving marriage. We have a wonderful daughter we both adore, and yet I feel like her insecurities are about to ruin everything we've built. Well, they are darn close to ruining that, man. Holy crap. I still stand by the possibility that somebody's planting these seeds of doubt in her head. Again, whether it be girlfriends or other family members that want to stir up bullshit, Because if you truly have proven through your actions to be a good, loving, loyal boyfriend, then fiancé, then husband, and father, where the hell does this come from? So I would seriously question that. Now, I'm going to make this as clear as day. I am not familiar with your country, because actually I don't know what your country is. I'm not familiar with your culture or your customs or your laws. But at the end of the day, the same crap that goes on here in the West with men and women is happening over where you are, which goes to show you human nature is human nature wherever you are, in spite of, different cultures and customs and religion and laws and all that. But this can't stand, and absolutely this is not going to work. If it were me, what I would do, I see three options here. Door number one is you do what every single guy, almost every single guy out there does, and live by the happy life, happy wife, man idea. And I don't want you to do this, but just humor me here when I go through door number one. And door number one is happy life, happy wife. You give up the idea of investing in that house and put the money where she thinks you should put it. And you give up on that job that you love that's building your career, bringing her wealth, because that's what she wants. And here's what's going to happen. She's going to lose respect for you because you are caving and not being the man that you are. You're not going to be happy because you're no longer building the life that you were on the path to growing. I mean, all you know, you could end up being a vice president in the company one day, or a president or a CEO. You never know. Well, that's been derailed. You'll be miserable, feeling like a loser, knowing that you're getting nowhere close to fulfilling your potential. You won't be bringing in the money you used to have, so you can't have that good life. And now that you have a second kid, that's less money to have for both the kids and all that. It's a terribly stupid idea. You'll be miserable, and there'll be more bullshit because she realizes that she can get you to cave, and she'll lose respect for you. It's a disaster. So I wouldn't do door number one. Door number two, you go see a lawyer and find out what will go on if you get divorced. What is the worst going to happen in terms of getting hit with the assets, the division of assets, alimony, child support, who's going to get the kid, all the worst case scenario, just so you know. And with that tucked away in the back of your mind, knowing the worst that can happen, you sit her down. And since you know her, at least you thought you know her, you can say in words that she understands and approach it the way you see fit that, look, making it clear, again, in the way you want to say it, I don't know where this has come from. We've had a great life. In no way, shape, or form have I done anything or said anything to make you doubt me. I want to know what's going on here. Because as things are going, this is not going to work. I have been busting my tail to take care of our family. I love my family, and I'll continue to do that, but I'm going to continue traveling overseas. I'm going to continue bringing that money to build wealth, and I'm going to invest in how I see fit as the head of the family, the provider. And I'm not cheating on you, nothing like that. And I make it clear. But if this is going to continue, we're not going to work. And by the way, you're going to have to win back my trust because you've proven lately I can't trust you. Hence, with all these other things and sabotage. And oh yeah, the kid on the way. And there will be a paternity test. Because frankly, I can't trust you at this point. And in my opinion, bro, if this is indeed your child, and this is just me, you need to keep your child. Because you are a family and you are in a marriage, and I don't want that to happen, especially if this is indeed your child. But again, I mean, it's your life, but I would love to hear you kept the child. Because if it isn't your child, well, you're definitely getting divorced, so that's that. And so upon having your conversation with her in ways that you know her better, you think you do, and handling it, she can determine whether things are, her actions are going to determine how things go. Or door number three, you realize she's gone too far. She's sabotaging your purpose. She's sabotaging your ability to build wealth. You can't trust her anymore. It's a massive problem. And you listen to your lawyer and you do the divorce. I know you don't want that to happen. You up until recent events, you've had a family that you were happy with, but this is no way to live, because you will be miserable if you give up on all the things you work so hard for and all your great dreams and aspirations. It will kill you. Do you know how many husbands out there, and I'm sure I got husbands watching me that are like this, that caved to their wives' psychotic demands and missed out on all these opportunities they could have grown in their company or started a business or built wealth because of what she wanted, with her lack of knowledge in any of these things and her insecurities? Don't be like those guys, okay? And I guarantee there's some guys watching this right now saying, don't do it, don't do it. So that's what I think you should do. Definitely don't do door number 1. Don't be like, that's a terrible idea. But door number 2 or door number 3. I hope you can work it out, but I don't know. You can't. There's no trust. It's not going to work. But indeed, if this is your child, and I do hope it's your child, I do hope you keep it and be great to that kid. But obviously, if you have a second child and another mouth to feed, you have to go overseas and keep working and bringing in that kind of money. But if she's proven that she's not going to change, this is the new her or the real her, then that's that, man. It's not going to work. But I also would find out that if indeed that somebody else is planting these seeds of doubt in her, she needs to get away from those fucking people, whoever they are. But that could take some serious investigating to find that out. So that's what I think. And the thing is this, guys, I'm sure many are well aware from your own experience and stories like this, even the most seemingly cool, easygoing, fun woman is just one episode of The View away from turning batshit crazy. And you're like, who is this girl? This is not the girl I knew. And you got to handle things accordingly. It is what it is. So, brother, I wish you the best. All right, guys, that's it for today. Be sure to comment down below. Let me know what you think about this. Be sure to like the video, share with your friends, and subscribe. I'll catch you next time.